Alright guys, so today is the KSI versus Logan Paul rematch, alright? Um, fighting again, obviously rematch, but yeah. So, I am going to be placing my bets on the fight, seeing, I'm gonna tell you who I think's gonna win in a minute, and then, well, I have 4 hours until the fight starts, or until, like, fights on the other all the other people on the undercard fight first. Um, I will be placing my bets on the KSI and Logan Paul fight only, but I have 4 hours until the fight is going on, so I'm going to tell you my predictions now, and then I'll come up with a reaction video after the fight, and it's probably going to be posted tomorrow. But I do think that Logan Paul will win the KSI versus Logan Paul rematch. I think he's going to win the rematch only because, he's kind of, well, although muscle doesn't really matter about anything, Logan Paul has been training for 14 months, and I think KSI has only been training for about 10. And I think the longer that you train and the longer that you get and the better that you get at something it's gonna benefit you even more. The more beneficial it's gonna be if you just practice it and practice it every day. Logan Paul gets up at 8 o'clock in the morning, American time. Well, he gets up at 8 o'clock in the morning and just practices. He just trains. He trains like that every day, and it's like he said that last time he was moving like an athlete. This time he's gonna move like an actual boxer. Last year he really didn't know how to box, but you know, I do think that last year he didn't know how to box. This year he actually does know how to box, and I do think that Logan Paul is going to win. And why I think he's going to win is I just think that he's a better boxer, and he's more looking for the words here. I wouldn't say experienced, but he's more driven to beat KSI. Like everybody seems to think that Logan Paul just thinks that this is just a joke, but I don't think that Logan Paul thinks it's just a joke. Although he like jokes around at the press conference and everything, he's also tired of talking about this too, and he's pretty eager to get into the fight. And I think, well, Vidal Riley, who is KSI's trainer, well, although he may be good, he's nowhere near to the caliber as good as Shannon the Cannon Briggs, because Shannon Briggs is actually a professional boxer, and Vidal just spars people and says that he's a boxer. Shannon Briggs is actually a professional boxer. He was a professional boxer, and he is a 2-time world boxing champion. And it in my opinion, I was watching the press conference, and KSI was quizzing Logan Paul on all of these boxing questions about, who did Muhammad Ali fight, and obviously and anybody who knows boxing would say George Foreman, but there's really, like, it's not about George Foreman and Muhammad Ali, and it's not about Vidal Riley and Shannon Briggs. It's about Logan Paul and KSI, and KSI kept saying. KSI kept asking Logan Paul about, do you know anything about boxing and stuff like that. Well, it's not about what you know about boxing. What they both know about boxing is going to come out today. So there's really nothing, there's no reason why any of that needed to be said, although it was, though, but yeah. So, yeah, I definitely think that Logan Paul is going to win. I think he's either going to win around the second or third round. I don't think he's going to win in the first round. I just don't think that that's going to happen. But, yeah. So, Logan Paul is going to win around the second or third round. And I do feel like Logan Paul I do think he is almost entirely there to redeeming himself. Once he beats KSI, I think that he will finally have redeemed himself back from what happened in Japan. But yeah, so those are my predictions. Logan Paul is gonna win, and I will catch back with you guys after the fight to tell you how close I was, and to get my reactions and to get my thoughts on everything. So yeah, see ya.